Talking about regulators and also responsible gaming, I'm so curious about your opinion in the US market, like how regulators approach to the responsible gaming or player safety over there.
It's very important. I have been fortunate to serve on the board of advisors of the Entain Foundation. Entain is very well known in Europe and in Oceania and in LATAM, but not so much in America, because in America, they're partnered with MGM to create the company BetMGM. That the industry in America is one newspaper headline away from collapsing when it comes to player protection, consumer protection, and responsible gaming. We need to do a continuous evolution of better tools to make sure we're not harming people. We're allowing people to pause, to maybe take a break, to get educated. And if they fall off the rails, which we know everywhere in the world, from Australia and Oceania, all across America, into Europe, even in the Arab Emirates and Dubai, we know that only 1% to 2% of people will have problems. We have to make sure we do our best to prevent. And then if somebody falls off the rails, there are therapeutic tools like Birch's Health and the Digital Wellness Center, which I do work with, that can help people. So the key is to make sure we as an industry in America or throughout the globe do not treat the vulnerable as the VIP customer. Retail casinos used to do that. Oh, you're having a problem? Here's another marker. Here's another free bet. We can't approach that way. Protecting consumers is good because you can keep a customer and that customer doesn't go off the rails and then provide other bad things for you.
Absolutely, very well said. Bill, last thing I wanted to ask you is, you work with a lot of operators, a lot of brands here in Europe, and you're guiding them for the US market. What would be a single advice that you could give to them, like very briefly? Let's say a European operator would like to expand to US market. What would you tell them as your message today with us?
I think the US market has still a lot of growth and opportunity. This is a very important message. I'm a lawyer. I'm not in a big white shoe law firm. You get me, and my staff. But what's important to note is don't just come to America and hire some big New York, Chicago, LA law firm. The question to ask is, what have you accomplished? What have you done in the industry? What have you done that's different and transformational? 9 times out of 10, when I talk to somebody and they've gone with a larger firm, they end up coming back and saying, Bill, we made a mistake. Because it's expensive, but there's great opportunity. And I also believe that there's even more opportunity for startups and for European-based companies to bring their technology. And final point, I represent a company out of Poland, which is here, called B.
I live in Poland, by the way.
You've heard of them, iGaming.
Yeah.
They have the Snoop Dogg casinos. Every US operator wants them. They're scaling massively. They were so great to bring me on board. They cannot believe how much efficiency I brought at a reasonable price. We know it's expensive, but we're making sure they're in compliance, they're scaling, and it's wonderful.
Thank you so much, Bill. Follow us and there will be more content from today.